Hello, Money Queens and listeners. Welcome to Women Behind the Millions. Let's meet the women behind the millionaires, the women supporting, guiding, celebrating women with their wealth. You will hear from women millionaires, how they got there, what they wish they had known, what got them to be a millionaire, the emotional side, the spiritual side, the practical side of wealth. You'll also get to meet the women behind the scenes helping make it happen. Let's dive into Women Behind the Millions. I am Jessica Weaver, your host, best-selling author of 3 books, wealth advisor, and founder of the Women's Wealth Boutique. Let's start meeting the women. Welcome, ladies, to Women Behind the Millions. I am your host, Jessica Weaver, and we are on season 3 of our show. So thank you, one, for watching and supporting us. We keep growing each and every month, a week, with more and more people tuning into us. So big shout out to you. Big thank you. Tonight's topic is a little bit heavier. I know it's been a heavy season with divorce, but we have shaken things up too, adding in people like Katie Cables with our stylist, Marianne, the photographer, on the more reflective side of that journey through divorce. And tonight's topic is more around abuse. Here in New Jersey, financial abuse is now a crime. So we're excited for that because for so many decades, women, we had no idea that this was a form of abuse. And now that it's being recognized by the state is huge for us. And tonight is all about owning your own financial security. And we know security leads to freedom, to options, to opportunities as well. And I asked our guest tonight one quote that she loves, and she brought up, embrace the asking and get what you truly deserve. When going through divorce and any relationship, you don't really know what you're in until you're on the other side of it. And thinking of a dear friend of mine who goes, how did it get this bad? And it wasn't overnight. It took many, many years, and slowly things that we just allowed things to happen, or we felt we didn't have a choice. We couldn't move on, or this is just the way things are. This is just how marriage is. This is just what it's like to be with somebody for so many years. And then you're on the other side. Oh, very different than what I deserve versus what I was settling for. And even Dr. Deborah, who we had on this show earlier this season, who's our therapist in the book, she kept saying, I'm just the reality check for women and men in relationships. This is normal, or this is a narcissistic behavior. This is abuse. This is what's real. And to me, that was huge, very, very eye-opening. My own grandmother going through financial abuse, and her story is in my first book, Strong Woman, Stronger Assets. But my grandmother, Claire, in her second marriage, went through severe financial abuse, and she was married to this man for over 30 years. He was a lawyer in D.C. We are going to call him Fred. We won't give his real name, Fred. And after 35 years of being married, she got a call from a nurse in a hospital. And the nurse asked her, does he do this often? And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, well, he showed up and he's in a pink nightgown, right? Pink fingernails, toenails, makeup, everything. And he was dropped off by this woman, just as a man, and said, he's not mine to take care of anymore. And it turns out that my step-grandfather, her husband of 35 years, was living multiple lives. He had 2 mistresses. One he put through college, one he bought apartments, Mercedes cars, $5,000 handbags, gorgeous wardrobes, including his own. And where was all that money coming from? Well, he, being a very sleazy lawyer, put my grandmother's houses in his name, forged her signature, took out mortgages against the houses. There was 3 properties in total. So her being a very successful career woman, it happened to her. It happens all the time. And that's why tonight's show is just so important, because it doesn't matter what kind of education you have, how much money you have, it can happen to you. And we want to learn how to be there for our loved ones when they're in that situation. And then if we ourselves find ourselves in that situation, what do we do? So with that, I'm going to bring my co-host, who's been amazing this season, Donna Cates of the Wealth Boutique. Hello, Donna. How are you today?
I am doing wonderful and so happy to be here.
Yes. Thank you for bringing into our world tonight's guest and the nonprofit that she's representing tonight, which is huge. You want to talk about how this all came to be?
I would love to. So with the Divorce Decoded book that we're writing, we definitely wanted to give our proceeds to a worthy cause. And Lord knows there's plenty of organizations that need our support. But with me being the money guru and divorce guru, I felt compelled to put the money towards an organization that I know is specifically working with women, regardless of their station in life, to help with financial literacy, protecting themselves, all of the things that actually is being done by savvy ladies. So I reached out to them and asked if they might be open to accepting some money, and they were very gracious in accepting, and definitely honored to now be a volunteer for them. So that's the kind of full circle for me, but we're glad to have savvy ladies. I've been following them online for some time because their information is so helpful. But now I'm involved.
Oh, that's amazing, Donna. Have you experienced or any loved ones, clients going through financial abuse in particular?
I will tell you that I have clients, not any specific family members, but I have had clients that have been financially abused. I will tell you one was actually a scam. She met somebody through the game Words with Friends, and he literally convinced her to send all of her money to him. She thought that she had found her soulmate after having lost her spouse to death. So that ended up being really horrible, and she did not get any of that money back.
Oh, and it's sick how they just prey on people like your client who just lost somebody, people who are in a very vulnerable state. They're alone for the first time. They're probably taking over the money for this first time in their life. That is just sickening to hear. I'm very sorry for your client. As much as we can get the education, the resources out there, even at the Wealth Boutique, we're doing a financial scam fraud event to help our clients protect themselves. It's even scarier now with AI. And that's probably a whole nother episode, Donna, we could get into as well. But yes, let's talk about savvy ladies. So today we have with us Judy Herbst, and she comes from Savvy Ladies with a plethora of knowledge and experience working with women throughout her career, with over 20 plus years of relationship building experience working for some iconic brands, Donna. Tiffany Company. I mean, we all know Tiffany & Co. American Girl. I have so many American Girl dolls. I have to talk to Judy about that too. Now my daughter's playing with them. And Worthy.com. Judy creates programs and campaigns that educate and speak to critical issues targeting women, parents, and families. She joined Savvy Ladies in 2021 as she spearheaded initiatives designed to expand Savvy Ladies' reach, focusing on technology scalability to serve more women, championing women's empowerment through financial knowledge. They are in all 50 states. Pulling up their website, they are just taking over the world. It's incredible. I mean, they have volunteers all across the United States. So it doesn't matter where you're located. If you are in an abusive relationship, you get to reach out to them. And amazing women like Donna are there to volunteer and to help you. So let's bring Judy onto the stage. Hello, Judy. Welcome to Women Behind the Millions. How are you tonight?
I am terrific. Thank you so much, Jessica and Donna, for having me and speaking about and recognizing Savvy Ladies. Donna, we're thrilled that you are a volunteer on the helpline. That is amazing, and understanding and seeing frontline action, helping these women. And as you said, Jessica, we are helping women from across the U.S. who have a question. Our goal is breaking down barriers and being accessible So when a woman has time and it's convenient for them to speak with a volunteer, that is our goal. We want to be there when they need us.
Oh, that is incredible, Judy. Yeah, so much to get into tonight's episode, right? How can people get a hold of Savvy Ladies or get that information to their friends or loved ones, how to donate to it and everything. But first, what drew you to Savvy Ladies, Judy?
So I have to tell you, Stacey Francis, the founder of Savvy Ladies, is what drew me to the organization. She is amazing, an amazing woman. And she started the organization 21 years ago now. And she did it because she has a personal story of starting Savvy Ladies. She was told by her grandmother in the hospital on her dying bed, unfortunately, who was suffering from domestic abuse. And Stacey asked her at that time, "Why didn't you ever leave, Grandma?" And she said, "I had no money. I had no access to the money." Because Stacey was like, "It's a middle-class white family. Why couldn't you leave?" And her grandmother said, nothing was in my name. I had no access to the money. I was stuck. Stacey vowed at that point, when her grandmother had passed away, that Savvy Ladies is her love letter to her grandmother. And it is a tribute to being able to provide accessible, quality knowledge around finances to any woman who has a financial question, so they never feel stuck in a situation, in an abusive situation like her grandmother was. So since that time, Stacey launched this when she was in her 20s, which is amazing for someone who's starting out in a career. Imagine after college to say, "I'm also going to start a nonprofit." She did that hand in hand. She personally financed the organization. And then because of her passion and because of the good work she was doing, she formed a board around her. So she formed a board of, I want to say friends, but associates who believed in providing free financial education to women. And so now fast forward, I joined because I believed in the mission as well. I was working with a digital startup who was working with divorced women. And we recognized that when you sell your engagement ring, use that money to invest in yourself. And that is exactly how I met Stacey, because I, as someone from a for-profit organization, Donna, almost like you, I wanted to give money to Savvy Ladies. I wanted to give money back to the organization to do good, to help women understand that the money that they have is from a ring that they're not using any longer. Use that money and invest in yourself and start building your financial secure future for you. And that's exactly how I initially became involved with Savvy Ladies. I volunteered. So I volunteered to help her. My background is marketing, PR, brand strategy, digital marketing. I said to Stacey, "Let me help you." She said, "Help us with a Mother's Day campaign." And that's sort of how it started. So I recommend to everyone, if you have a passion, volunteer your services. You never know where it will take you. And fast forward, Stacey reached out to me and said, "We're looking for an executive director. We think you might be the right person because we need to build our awareness. We need to tell more people." And I said, "That's exactly what you need to do. You need to build Savvy Ladies. Let more people know your secret special sauce is the helpline and the programs you provide."
Oh, that is incredible. I mentioned to Judy before we started jumping into the show that I met Stacey Francis in the fall at a women's conference. She spoke on stage, blew everybody away. You know, it's a powerful moment when it's just silence.
Yeah.
As everybody's just taking it in that moment and talking about
special.
How her grandmother was her favorite person in the world. And she even would say to her grandmother, "Just move in with me in the dorm room in college, right? Whatever you need to do, just move in with me in the dorm room." So very grateful for Stacey to take this on. Did she have any idea how big it was going to get when she started? I'm sure she had dreams and visions.
She had dreams and visions. And I think that was really her impetus for reaching out to me, like as a volunteer and showing and telling her what I thought, Savvy Ladies needed to do. And it's a gem. I kept saying, "This is a gem, but no one knows about it. Let's extend it outward." And that's what we did. And when it works and it's the right mission, you're really helping women, It's a passion project. It's her passion project. It's mine, and it's our boards. I have to tell you, all the women and men who have joined our board, and we've extended it from 20, now we're at 28. I launched a junior board because we know it's an opportunity for growth and a pipeline into the board, but also an opportunity for the younger women to understand finances, which is so important. The 25 to 35-year-olds who are beginning their career, how important it is to invest and understand what a 401k is and employee matching. And many of, it's not taught in the schools and colleges. It's beginning to be a curriculum now, but how important that is. So having a junior board, again, it was an easy ask. We put it out in the universe, and we have 13 amazing junior board members. So yes, when it's the right concept and the right mission, and you're helping women and doing good, it makes so much sense. So we've been able to grow since 2021 and extend the helpline to more and more women and reduce the barriers. And part of that is letting more people know that we have this amazing resource. It's growing our volunteer community, and then it's leveraging technology to match. So it's matching clients in need based on their question and their category that they self-select, be it divorce and money. How do I invest? Budgeting. They come to us with a handful. There's 12 categories they pick from. They handwrite in, free-form their question, and volunteers match based on their expertise. And that's sort of our algorithm in our app that we launched our app last year. And so last year we matched just shy of 2,500 women on the helpline. That's amazing. This year we're on pace to meet that and head to 3,000. And I see us going to 5,000 within the next 18 months or 2 years. So really the goal is to connect with more organizations that can send us referrals. We work with Safe Horizon, Hope's Door, many of the domestic shelters. We become a free resource, financial resource for them to share with their clients as referrals to come to Savvy Ladies to use our resources. Not just our helpline, we have some online courses, which are free online courses, so they can be self-paced. We have webinars, we offer workshops on just the basics of Money 101. What does it mean to have a credit card? And so you don't get into debt, or on how to get out of debt. And we offer those suggestions. But everything we do is always with an invitation to the helpline to invite the woman to meet with a volunteer. We always want them to have that opportunity to be with a trusted, valued, and get quality information from a CFP, from a financial professional. We think that's so valuable for them to have that.
That is amazing, Judy. So many resources. And the app, that had to have been a game changer. Being able to
absolutely a game changer, because we knew women had questions, and the only way to work with more women was to leverage technology. And so I came from a marketplace. I envisioned Savvy Ladies as building a marketplace. The clients in need, connecting with a community of volunteers who are offering their services pro bono. How do you match them? You match on the areas of expertise. So that's exactly how we did it, allowing free form, allowing and understanding the client journey. So we started asking the clients coming in, how would you like to be matched with your volunteer? Initially, we just were doing calls and Zoom. And we were seeing some of the volunteers were being ghosted. They were, again, we need to be safe. We understand that the clients may not be able to access or speak to us all the time. So we actually I put out a survey, and we asked a handful of the women, and you know what they said? They said, why can't a volunteer just answer me via email first? So we gave them that suggestion in the prompts. How would you like to meet with your volunteer? Email, a phone call, or Zoom. The volunteers were a little hesitant in the beginning because they said, we really want to talk to them. We really want to meet them and give them all the guidance they need. And we're not sure how to answer their questions sometimes just by the input question. But they started to answer the question via email and give sort of like an introduction, and then say, now let's meet so we can further dive into and further answer their question. So would you guess 22% of the clients are now choosing email first, but then they are moving to a call or a virtual meeting. Good. So it's really important to understand the client's need. And that's what we constantly and continually like to do. And we strive to that for continuous improvement. We want to be there to meet the clients where it's easiest and safest for them to connect.
Yeah, you bring up a lot of good points. I've answered Donnie's same thing, those initial conversations with women going through a divorce. Like, I just ran out to my car to talk to you really quickly, or I'm in the basement or closet hiding, or they wait for them to leave. It's true, they need to be able to find quick, easy ways to get a hold of somebody as well. I do also love, I have to point out that this isn't just an AI auto response that somebody is getting, because when you're in a relationship, in an abusive relationship, yes, the information is great, but you also need to have that personal touch of, okay, this is what are you able to do at this moment? Like, what is one small thing, not just an encyclopedia of steps to get out of an abusive relationship. It's not that easy, as we all know, as well. Dad, I know you had some questions about all the resources that they have at Savvy Ladies.
Yeah, I was blown away, not only by just the fact that they have that personal phone call, but also the webinars and such that are available on the website. So can you tell us a little bit about the webinars that are on the program?
So we, because we get all the questions that we're seeing from the clients, that we see what are really the most pressing questions on different areas, we are able to ask our volunteers, would they like to host a webinar or a workshop so we can offer a bit more group classes on certain topics. And what we recognized is so many women are coming to us because of divorce, or thinking about divorce, or having come through divorce, but not having had control of the money. So offering programs and classes and workshops around those different areas, around the money journey, around being safe and secure, opening credit in their own name, because many times women have not had a credit card in their own name, and they need to understand they need to now build credit on their own, and they can start doing that even before they get divorced. So we are hosting many classes, and one of the ones I love is we have now panel discussions. And each quarter, we now do panel discussions where we bring in teams of experts. It's free for all clients, and all women, public, can come and join us. And we started hosting divorce and money panel workshops. And some of the most interesting ones are around the security and understanding, tracking the money, sort of the money crumbs, and sort of building your case for money as you're getting ready and preparing for divorce. Have been very, very popular classes, and understanding even the cybersecurity of recognizing as the woman, your phones, are you being watched, what you should be aware of. So to your point, security and safety is very, very important. And even watching it on your children's phones, because those phones could be used as devices to record when you are, with your child. And they may not know it. So it's understanding and those are the courses we're offering. As Donna said, those become really, really practical and very informative. And then they're recorded. So then clients who aren't able to attend it in person can visit and look at all of our webinars, our panel discussions that are sitting on YouTube. So Savvy Ladies has a YouTube, and all of our recordings are sitting there as well. So between our online courses, which are free, our panel discussions, which are free, and those workshops, all available as links through the website, savvyladies.org.
And I'm really excited to have you guys participating in the book, because we're hoping to just spread the word about all of the opportunities and the resources that are available. You did mention one organization earlier. I'm hoping you can elaborate on. Worthy.
Yeah.
And if I'm understanding correctly, these are people that will buy back your engagement rings. Am I right?
That is correct.
Okay. So I have had people come to me that say, I just can't afford to hire an attorney. And I'm going, you can't afford not to hire an attorney. What we really know, but I've had people say, well, can I sell my wedding rings?
Yep.
And to have a place to refer folks to that they can trust is huge. So yeah, if you wanted to speak a little bit about that organization.
So there are a number of places. So one of the things first is getting over the hurdle of releasing the ring. So many women are so emotionally attached to the ring, even though they are going through the divorce. So that is the first hurdle. And I think one of the areas I was very proud of being able to work with that organization was to help women along the path of understanding, letting go, drop the bad karma, and sell the ring. And it was given to you as a gift. So it's yours. In majority of the states, it is yours ring. You don't have to give it back. So in some states, it could be different, but in most of the states, it is your property. So you can sell that ring, but I would be careful and watch. There are some things you need to watch by each of the state laws, because if you sell it pre-divorce, then does it become part of your marriage assets, or is it your own personal assets? So typically it's better, because the ring is yours, it's better to wait to post-divorce, or there could be ways. So again, speak to your attorney to get that verified and confirmed. But selling an asset like your jewelry is a very viable way to help pay down debt and pay for attorneys, and also to put into and invest in your own future. So yes, there's sites online like Cash for Gold Cash for Gold and Worthy.com that are very, they're going to charge you a fee, but you can negotiate. But it's always an opportunity to think in that mindset that you don't need that asset, and you can use it to benefit yourself.
Repurposing.
Yes, I love that word.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's
getting thrifty and innovative, right? We got to be strategic.
That's so true. It's so true.
And lean on the attorneys for the legal advice on
yes,
it.
Please
do disclaimer there, Judy.
Yes. Please do that. Please do that.
How about some stories, Judy, as we're rounding out this part of the show? Any stories? You don't have to name names, but just give us some ideas of how Savvy Ladies has really impacted. I love the name Savvy Ladies, because it doesn't feel like this desperation. It feels like a woman trying to level up her life. Yeah. And the second part, too, is if, let's say, the spouse is looking at their YouTube history and they're seeing Savvy Ladies, they might not associate it with what it's actually doing, too. It's very...
That's very true. And Stacy will give credit to her husband for helping her decide the name. And we actually honored her husband as a male ally last year at our annual gala. So he is credited with finding the name. Stacy loved it and quickly trademarked it for the nonprofit organization. It is a fabulous, fabulous name. And really, it's really been our honor to leverage the name, add it to the helpline. So it's the Savvy Ladies free financial helpline and all of our free resources. I love sharing stories because women are really, truly appreciative of coming and getting the advice and guidance they need. So the advisors on our helpline are very empathetic. They're very patient. They listen. And I think that's part of the first step. Is many women don't know where to go, and they don't even know their next step. They don't even know how to start. So we love that we can help them get over their anxiety, that financial anxiety, and give them a direction on how to organize their finances, how to think about moving forward, and giving them some real solid advice around credit and building their credit and putting credit in their own names, opening a bank account, and helping them build their future so they can live a secure life. Because many women we just saw an article in the USA Today about great divorce. So women are getting divorced in their 50s, but women are living to their 80s and 90s. There's still 30 years of life that we need to financially support ourselves. And I think that's so important. So I love the stories when a woman does come to us and says, what do I do next? I've been married 28 years is a typical question. And my husband has been a narcissist and a gambler. But our finances are a total mess. What do I do now to open up my own accounts? That's a typical question on the helpline from a woman who is going through and beginning the divorce process. So we help her along that way of helping her understand how to open up accounts in her own name, how to get credit in her own name, because sometimes she could be in debt, how to help her understand when she's doing her taxes, how we can begin to disassociate, and how can she begin to collect all the data. So when she does meet with a divorce attorney, she is collecting all the finances and sort of creating the paper trail that we have helped them identify to start looking. And it is a long road. It can be very tiresome, but if you have the support of financial advisors, of a financial team, and I think, Donna, you speak about this too, you need to build a team around you, one of your team players, then you can ask at any time with a financial question. Even if you have a financial advisor, you can come to the helpline and ask that question.
Yes, especially if the financial advisor, your current one, is working with you and your spouse. How do you want another party on
right?
Your
and you recognize there are certified divorce financial advisors, analysts that can help you. So there is a world of divorce professionals that can really help you. And yes, you do want your own. And the other thing is if you've had and many times even post, you don't want to stay with your spouses. You want to also start out in investing on your own, because you might have different thoughts on how you want to invest your money.
Very true. Very true, Judy. As we're rounding out, how about, we have a lot of advisors who watch the show. How can women support savvy ladies on the other side? Like Donna, she's donating. I got to join the hotline too. I'm sold. I'm going to donate hours as well. Money, how can they get involved in Savvy Ladies?
Yes, anyone who would love to volunteer. We would love volunteers. We continue to build our volunteer community, and that is finding us. There's an application form on our website. Donna filled that out, and we will meet with you and discuss what is the best way for you to volunteer. Of course, volunteering on the helpline, CFPs, we would love you. CDFAs, we would love you. Tax professionals are very important as well. But there's also opportunities to just offer insights as we're pulling together experts for panels and content and other opportunities. But we really love, the first and foremost is becoming a volunteer if that fits your schedule. But because of the app that we have, it also makes it convenient for the volunteers to volunteer their time through the app, because you can volunteer, you can see all the submissions on your phone, and you can do it at your convenience too as a volunteer. So Donna, I'm not sure if you've downloaded the app yet on your phone, but you can, and then you can look at it. And I'd like to say when people are commuting into work or on the weekends or evenings, and you can connect that quickly.
Amazing, Judy. Any other questions, Donna, for Judy?
No, she's done such an exceptional job at covering everything. I'm just delighted.
So thorough. Yes, you are a great guest. Judy,
thank you. It's my passion and my pleasure, and really thank you both for speaking about and sharing Savvy Ladies.
Yeah, no, you can tell the passion. You can tell your heart is in this work, and that's the biggest piece, especially with this season of Women Behind the Millions and the book Divorce Decoded too. It's so heart-led, mission-led work, just getting the resources out there to more and more women. Well, don't go anywhere, ladies. We will be right back. We're going to take a quick break to learn about Pink Fix Productions. Then we have a few more questions for Judy, her tip, her advice for anybody going through abuse, or if a loved one's going through it, the trends that she's seeing. So we'll be right back. At Pink Fix Production, your story matters. Your voice matters. You matter. It is a privilege to hear your story because of the truth behind it. But it also takes a courageous woman to be bold enough to tell their story, knowing some will judge you, but most, yes, most, will applaud you. We want you to step into being a thought leader and making change in this world, because let's face it, lady, you won't feel satisfied until you make your mark on the world. We accomplish this through several forms of media: podcasts, book publishing, magazines, TV shows, and events. We take you through our 5-step proven process to becoming a thought leader. From getting clarity over your mission, building confidence to use your voice, leveraging the media to declare your mission, aligning with strategic partners, and how to launch your legacy. Yes, we build a platform with you so you can ignite your revolution. All right, ladies, we are back with Donna Cates and Judy Herbst here from Savvy Ladies. And we're going to talk about what are, we call it our divorce tip for this season of Women Behind the Millions. But for you, Judy, how about what would be your advice to somebody who's in an abusive relationship?
I would say it's always important to be safe. And finances, you may not recognize, but finances are a big part of abuse. And begin to ask questions through a safe way. So Savvy Ladies does offer that safe opportunity, but other domestic shelters, Safe Horizon, Hope's Door, find those resources and begin to ask important questions to those trusted resources, because there is help out there. And I think the biggest piece of advice I can give is help is there. You need to seek it and ask, and you will be embraced with a team and a community of people who want to help you. So don't be scared. We're here for you. And I think you'll find that the communities are here to help women get out of a domestic and a financially abusive situation.
Not there to judge.
Correct.
Don't
Exactly.
you just open arms welcome you? But you're right, Judy. You have to seek it.
And it's happening to more people than you think. You're not alone. And in many cases, you may not even realize, as you said, Donna, it goes on for a long time. Or Jessica, you said it happens throughout a number of years, and all of a sudden you come to year 10 and what happens? So don't blame yourself. I think that's important too.
That's a good point. Yes. Don't blame it. You didn't do this to yourself. And it happens so slowly over time, you don't even realize it's happening until it gets to that extent. How about you, Donna? What advice would you give to somebody?
I have to say, knowing that you have a voice, and like we were saying, like Judy said, you may be scared, but to know that you have to ask, put that out in the universe. If you're willing to step out of your comfort zone and just, share enough to let someone know that you need help, that's a big step. So just feeling the fear and doing it anyway.
Yes, you have a voice. And I think my husband, who's a police officer, and you need to start documenting is a big one.
Yes.
He always says there needs to be a trail for proof for it. So use that voice, as you said, Donna, and share with friends, with the police, with whoever you're able to document whatever you can. And to know, like you said, Judy, it happens so much more than you think out there. And I remember 2 sister-in-laws, and they had no idea it was happening in both of their marriages, right? They're married to family, and no idea what was happening to both of them until afterwards. And it's sad because we really could have been there for each other going through it instead of feeling so alone. So you're right, reaching out to people, using that voice. How about, ladies, when you see a loved one who's in an abusive relationship? I find this is very hard. You're trying to be there for them, to tell them, but then also not push them too far and still maintain that relationship. That's a challenging dynamic. What would you recommend, Judy, for somebody who's witnessing maybe with their daughter or their sister or friend in an abusive relationship?
Yeah, that's a really tough situation, because sometimes they don't want to hear it from you. And that's really the balance you have. And then as that person, you feel obligated, or you want to help, but they don't want to take it from you. So how do you offer suggestions in a positive way? And maybe that is offering alternative. So it's not you saying what to do. It's like a mom and a child. You're not going to tell them what to do, but you're going to suggest around them different resources that they might be interested in. And then when they have the right moment, they will explore it. So that's where like an unbiased resource can come into play and can help them. So unbiased resources such as Savvy Ladies, such as a Hope Store, Safe Horizon, can be those neutral grounds where you kind of plant the seed with the loved one. And when she has the moment to feel like she can, unless it is you're seeing such physical abuse, you need to call the police on their behalf. Like there is a safety issue as well here. So if that becomes the case, then you have to intervene. And I think know when to call in the necessary authorities.
Sure. Yeah, and exactly what I was thinking, planting seeds, right? Letting them know there are these things, sending them resources, gentle nudges along the way too. But yeah, having to be very patient, because the last thing you want is for that relationship to be cut, to maintain as much communication as you can.
Correct.
Throughout it as well. How about any trends that you're noticing women going through abusive relationships? Are they standing up for themselves more than ever? Like, I hope with like the female empowerment and stuff that they're using their voices, Donna said before, that they are seeking out help and advice. Are you noticing anything, Judy?
I definitely think there are more women coming because they are seeking advice and they're seeing that there are resources. I think the big thing is that they're very anxious. Financial anxiety is very high with this group of women, and they haven't had access to money. So even if they're working, financial abuse is they're putting their money into the shared account and they have no access to it, or they're being tracked with all of their money. So what we find is women are not having access to that money. They're not sure where the money is going. So the big questions are, once they are moving forward, how do they leverage or use the money they have? Because there could be in sharing debt. And those seem to be the questions they're most concerned about, is that they're on the tax returns together. They owe a mortgage. They have everything in joint. And they're now burdened with the ex-spouse's financial debt, which they were not aware of. So it's understanding all of those pieces, and it's a big puzzle. And I think the trend is to learn. You need to learn, and women want to understand and track those expenses, understand what a budget is. And the biggest trend I see is women regretting, for the most part, giving up a job.
Oh.
And that seems to be the biggest regret, because women they're brilliant and women are working, but then they've decided to stay home and be the caretaker. Mm-hmm. And over time that has moved into, they can manage the household expenses because they're given an allowance. Mm-hmm. But that's the only money they have. And they're not sure where the assets are, and they're not sure where the investments are. And so that's sort of the exploratory you can begin to do. So that's what they regret. And I see that as the biggest trend, is if they could talk to themselves earlier, is to be aware of all the money that is coming in and out of the house. Even if you're not allowed and you're given an allowance, how can you learn and get all the account numbers early on. You should be on both. Your names should be on both accounts. You should have access to all the account numbers. And if not, and you start seeing paper trails, that's what you start storing in a personal notebook. That's almost like a handwritten notebook that you keep to yourself. But that's where you start wanting to understand the whole allocation of assets that you may not have been aware of. That's sort of that's what I see as the biggest regret of women who are going through divorce and coming out of it, of what they wish they had done early on. Mm-hmm. And I would recommend women should always work, even if it's part-time or volunteer work, that can be leveraged into a job. So with great divorce, many women are not working or they haven't worked for many years. Mm-hmm. And they are looking now for new jobs because they need revenue. They need an income stream.
Yes. Is that form of control, right? They cut off the work and family, friends, right? And they're isolating more and more with it. So yeah, I can see all of that. Great information, Judy. And money does leave a trail for the most part, right? It is traceable. Documents, tax return statements, right? All of that. You start doing your investigative work as well, too. Amazing, Judy. We've gone into so much today. I mean, it's a heavy topic.
It is.
But it was delivered with love and a lot of education and empowerment as well. So I'm sure everyone's getting a lot from it. Let's do a quick shout out to Divorce Decoded because we need to buy the book to get the money to savvy ladies.
Yes,
All right, Money Queens, introducing our newest anthology book at Pink Fix Productions, Divorce Decoded, a manifesto for women navigating divorce and beyond, coming fall of 2024. For more information or to purchase, go to pinkfixproductions.com. Amazing, ladies. Well, we're rounding out our time with Donna and Judy from Savvy Ladies. All the book proceeds of Divorce Decoded are going to Savvy Ladies. Donna is donating time on the hotline. I'm going to do the same thing. We'll try to get all our advisors to donate some time because what an amazing, amazing mission, cause it is here. All right, Judy, we have one more question for you.
What makes you a woman behind the millions?
I love that. That is fabulous. A woman behind the millions is someone who is thinking about the future and investing in yourself. So investing in myself, but investing in my future. So owning my investment options and assets is going to make me a woman in the millions.
That is incredible. And I would agree, Judy. I mean, the work that you're doing, getting more resource and education in the hands of women so that they can have their own financial security and freedom is the biggest testament to being a woman behind the millions. What do you think, Donna?
I agree 100%.
And I think that is so important for women, all women and divorced women especially, is to know that the money they have, they should be investing in themselves because as we all know, compound interest keeps growing. So don't leave it in a checking account. Find those savings accounts and start that way and build your money, make it work for you.
Yes, even if it's $50 a week, a month, just start that habit, get it going. You'll be amazing what that can amount to, especially when you have that support, the resource, the accountability to keep it going as well. So thank you for the work that you do, Judy, and for you, Donna, as well, for bringing Savvy Ladies into this amazing project, Divorce Decoded. The launch date's August 19th. The book will be out early fall of 2025. It's off to the formatters as we speak. I cannot wait, Donna, for this book to get out there. It is amazing. Amazing the work that you've done together. Awesome. All right, ladies, and we will see you next week on Women Behind the Millions. Thank you so much for tuning into, especially this season, being all around the D word, divorce, and then tonight's episode around abuse. Heavy topic, but something that we need to talk about, as Donna said before, to use our voices and get the word out there as well. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Hey, Money Queens, looking to get your wealth to that next level, 7, 8, 9 figures? Follow us on Instagram at PinkFixMyMoney and at